What's up, everybody? What's going on? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer, talking to the intelligent gamers out there, man. Welcome. Another My Thoughts video as promised. I was running a little bit late, but coming back from the gym, but a promise is a promise, a promise. And here in a couple hours, I'm going to be doing the next podcast on Xbox 44H channel. So hope you guys will come and join us over there here a little bit later on Xbox 44H channel. Should be a good time. But without further ado, let's get to it. Let's get on with the messy. I mean, you've already read the header, so let's just get on with it. First off, nothing surprised me with the Stan community. Nothing. It used to, but not anymore. One of those things for me is like, I mean, when it started, I don't know. Like it's the most bizarre. What's going on with you, child of God, man? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? Oh, I'm doing well. Doing a lot better, man. Just staying committed on what I'm supposed to do, man. Just taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? Just doing that rehab, taking care of business, just doing what I'm supposed to do, man. But yeah, no, I'm doing real good. Yeah. Xbot is, from what I understand, he's having a show tonight. So Xbot is definitely supposed to be having a show. He had the topics laid out and all that. So we'll see. But from my understanding, I think that we are going to have a show. So come and check us out. But back to the stands, to the PlayStation stands. They don't ever surprise me. They don't. First and foremost, the most bizarre thing ever is when they've come out and they've made it public for years that they wanted Xbox to compete against PlayStation, right? Or just in the gaming industry against Nintendo and PlayStation. It seemed all good when Xbox was when it appeared that they were sitting on their hands. But when we found out earlier this year during the hearings over the ABK deal, that Microsoft was not sitting on their hands. They just was forced into a position to where they wanted to make these moves, but they couldn't. And it's really wild to me that when you see the competition starting to happen, it's going back to the beginning of this generation. And now we're at this point now, we're just probably less than a couple of weeks from finalizing this ABK deal, that they're still complaining. They're still nagging. They're still trying to find whatever reason to discredit Xbox for what? I mean, it just blows my mind. Well, okay, so now they are showing and making moves, making power moves, but now it's because now here comes organic growth. And so now, since the organic growth thing got shot down completely, then it comes to now they've been kind of harping on the Series S because they hate the fact that there is a entry-level console for people who maybe not want to spend $500 for a console, looking at an entry level to play games, regardless, because really, in all honesty, let's just keep it 100, right? The casual market does not give two shits about frames per second or resolution. They just want to make sure that the game works when it's supposed to, when they pay for it, when they boot it up, when they download it, or when they buy the hard copy and they put that disc in and it plays. That's all they care about. And of course, the media, they listen to what a lot of people within this space, in this realm, talks about. But really, the casual market, but the casual market always gets overlooked, but the casual market is what makes PlayStation as strong as it does. I mean, there's no question that the PlayStation is a casual console, is a casual market console. And that's nothing wrong. And when you hear somebody say that seems like that there might be something negative towards them. What's going on with you, Monkey Punch? It's not being negative. That just means it's a popular console. There's nothing wrong with the casual market at all. The casual market is the casual market, regardless. But they are the ones that makes these consoles sing. And PlayStation is one of the consoles, and the PlayStation and Nintendo are very, very casual. Well, so much so, I would say the PlayStation is even more casual. It's just because it's just a popular console. There's nothing wrong with saying that. It goes back to when I started saying something about Persona, the franchise's niche, and people, I guess, didn't understand what that word meant. And then they attacked me for it. And then now I see them use that word for other things. I don't know. Anyway. They're a strange bunch. The stands are very strange. They got all different types of theories and methods and all this. And so going back to this, and as you can see this over here on the on this side of me right here. Right here, because just last week, everybody was on the stand side was bragging about the two for one. It's 2-1. 2-1. Is it going to be 3? Is it going to be 4-1 this time? Like it's just nobody wants the Xbox console. Everybody wants the PlayStation 5 console. PlayStation is in a dominant space. It is no stopping this train. Look at that. Look at that. What's going on with you, Foxfire? What up? What up? What up? What's going on with you? Look at that. Sony share price is falling more than 6% after its earnings that made analysts concerned over short-term outlook on PlayStation. Image sensor units. Sony said smartphone market recovery will be delayed, and sales of the PlayStation 5 in first quarter were weaker than its plan. But the stands will tell you, which I don't think that there's been too many PlayStation stands out here talking about this. They'd rather talk about Baldur's Gate 3 and how it's going. It's overshadowed Starfield. You know, when Xbox has something that's worth something, is when the stands keeps talking about it. It's the same thing with Halo. They want Halo to die so bad, so bad. And you know what? The Halo stand, the Halo OGs almost did it. Almost put Halo in the dirt. But thank goodness that they have not quit, and that Halo is still going to make it, still going to do its thing, still going to thrive. But 343 was making some mistakes. And then there was people that was wanting to bitch and complain about Halo innovating. Regardless, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But they want Halo to die. It won't. Halo is such a unique property, a unique title. It is just something that will always have a fan base. May not have the biggest fan base that it's ever had, but it will always have a fan base. That's guaranteed. There's no stopping that. But when you talk about Starfield, which is a very unique situation because we seen the direct, the Starfield direct, which was magnificent. And of course, if you think about it, 45 minutes of just watching one game would bore the hell out of 90% of people. But everybody, even the stands, they didn't say anything about the game just doesn't look like it's going to be worth a damn. They just want you to hate the game or to have any inkling of thought that this game might not be that game. Even though the pundits, the media, the people who's played it, people who I've talked to, it worked in Microsoft, that's played it, and they tell you this game is something special. So regardless, what's going to be the next angle for them? And that is going to talk about, well, the Metacritic, the mighty Metacritic. I already stated, and I'll state it again, probably coming up here tomorrow. On GRG. As a matter of fact, I got another guest, L Boogie from GWG, is going to be on the show tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward for that. And if you missed GRG last week, had Lady Foxfire on. It was really, really fun. It was a blast. I've never had anybody that came in as a guest that had an animated avatar to fill in for them, and Lady Foxfire had that, so that was pretty wild. So if you wanted to just stop by and check that out, that was pretty damn cool though. if you want, if this is my thing, right? Because I'm a PlayStation owner. I'm not a PlayStation 5 owner fan yet. I got my PC, so I was like, I am that. But I kind of ran into a couple of digital PlayStations, and that's what I want. I don't want a regular PlayStation. I wanted a digital PlayStation. I mean, mostly, I only got one game that's hard copy. All my games on PlayStation is digital from my PlayStation 4. So, and games I have on PlayStation 3 as well are digital. So I'm like, I'm all about the digital age for me. I'm not scared of it or whatever. If they shut the servers down on that game, it doesn't matter if you have a disc or not. It's finito, chitin's gone, it's over. It's just that disc is nothing more but a water holder or a cup holder. But anyway, so I don't know. There's pretty good price going on for a digital PlayStation 5. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still kind of reluctant on it. But I mean, I know me. I might get it if the price is right. Whatever. But from all the things that I say about about PlayStation, and some people will say that I hate PlayStation and all that other hoopla or whatever. No, as a gamer, I'm just going to tell you the truth, just like I would about when Microsoft makes shortcomings. I've always been that way. I just do it for the PlayStation side of it because they don't do it. They all think it's all lollipops and rainbows and unicorns with that shit Skittles. I don't know, but they always have this big utopian world about what's going on within PlayStation. And as you can see, this is not only the first. This has not been the greatest year for PlayStation at all. But if you talk to a stand, they will make it try to seem like they had a better year than Nintendo and Xbox combined. Just listen to their podcast. Just listen to what they say on Twitter or any social media site on Facebook, on Instagram. They act like nothing is amiss. Nothing. Everything is bad on Xbox. Nintendo is okay. We'll tolerate them because they know that they can't really ever compete with Nintendo when it comes to exclusives. They can't. So they got to just sit there and talk about Xbox and their exclusives and organic growth and all that hot water, right? So, when they're down bad is when they use a game that is not an exclusive PlayStation game, and on top of that, it's a timed exclusive, and it's a PC game, and they use it against Starfield. What? Oh, Boogie said lies. What podcast? There's no lies. Sorry, there is no lies. Say it with your chest out, sir. Listen, bruh. What I don't understand, right? Baldur's Gate. List console gamers. Don't do this. Don't do this. Now there's some. I'll give what 10, 15% range that knows what Baldur's Gate is because they play on PC heavily. I've heard of Baldur's Gate. I've never played one of them. Never played one. I'm not going to get in here and start lying and saying, oh, Baldur's Gate. I'm telling you, man, I can't wait for that game to drop on Xbox. Oh, man. Oh, I'm telling you. Now, will I get the game? Yeah, I was thinking about getting the game because I love turn-based. I'm old school. I love turn-based games. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get it. But Starfield, the Cyberpunk expansion, Mortal Kombat 1. There's Tales of Desperia, however you ever pronounce that. That's coming out. That's coming out at the end of the month. Madden's coming out here Monday. Armored Core. I'm thinking about risking it all and getting that. And then I still have Street Fighter 6 to go through. And I got Star Wars Jedi. I've started that, gotten to the next planet. And then, of course, I know like Diablo. And I'm like, what, 45, 47 on the DLC? Like, I mean, on the first season? Like, but they're just, it just I don't have no time. I don't have no time for Baldur's Gate. I'll get to it when I get to it. I will get it because I am fascinated with the game. I know that I think that from what the rumors are, or it's already happened, that Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 is coming on to Game Pass. So I might go ahead and try to download those, just give it a shot, see what they play like. But I've never played it before. But when you got stands that sits there and using that game as ammunition against Starfield, Xbox and on PC, nowhere else, nothing, nothing, not going on anywhere, not sniffing anywhere else near a PlayStation or Nintendo at all. They're claiming that as a victory lap because it's got such a high meta score. And what's the crazy thing is that this game is potentially going to be a nominee for Game of the Year, and they're rooting for it. They're rooting for it. Bro, they're rooting for it. I do like Atlas Fallen. I've started it now. Look, let me make this clear already from me playing. I played about 2 hours of it today. It's not worth the. I feel that I got it on PC for $37. That's the perfect price for it. So I would recommend. I mean, now, if people like it for paying $60, $70, that's your business. I was going to get it for the Xbox because I know that Ham Solo picked it up, and then I was thinking it was, since it's co-op, I like it, me and Don usually, we haven't played anything co-op in here in a minute, but we got to get back to doing that. But I was going to try to talk him into it, but I feel like I pump the brakes and wait until a sale. Or if you have a PC, get it on the PC version. It runs well. It runs really well. There's some screen tearing that pops up, or those pop-ups where you see the armor and maybe the thing pop in. But other than that, the game runs really damn good. I really like it. The combat is solid. But I picked up Atlas Fallen, and see, again, that's another game that's going to be on there. Then, of course, there's Immortals of Avium that I really want to jump on and play. But I mean, who is going to have the time for all that stuff? Because once Starfield drops, the only thing that I'm going to be playing is Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and some Killer Instinct in between, and a couple of other fighters for Fight Night. That's it. And man, that's it. Everything else has got to be put on the shelf. That's why I'm trying to hurry up and finish beating Forspoken, because I know if I don't get to it now, especially going from here on forward, I might not be Forspoken until sometime next year. So I'm pretty close to the end. I'm sure of it. I'm like 50 hours in. So I'm like, I think I'm pretty close to being close to the end. But I want to get that knocked out. But there's just so many good quality games out there, right? And so I'm just not going to have time. And so one thing to me is that where they're showing Steam numbers with Baldur's Gate 3, what's those PlayStation numbers going to look like? What those PlayStation, have you seen it? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen what the game is sold on PlayStation. Is it out yet? Because I can't wait to see what that game's going to look, what it's going to sell like. Is it going to be close to 1 million people right off the bat, as it was for the Steam numbers? Or are they going to be quiet? Just like they're quiet about what you see right here on this screen. Is the co-op fun to Blue? Oh, okay. I'm gonna need to rock it. Is it just? It must be just 2-player co-op, right? Okay. Well, whatever. Damn. Why is it like, even when? And this is the thing, that it doesn't bother me because I don't have a problem of acknowledging when there's a good game for PlayStation to come out, or if PlayStation does something solid to acknowledge it. To say that, hey, PlayStation, they did this better than anybody else, or this game is fun as hell. Like Spider-Man 2 is Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to playing Spider-Man 2. Now I might wait until it comes on PC if I decide not to get the PlayStation Digital. But playing both Spider-Mans, double dipping, bought both of them on PlayStation, and then bought them on PC because I feel that they're really good games. Hey, that's a really good title. But other than that, let's just keep it funky right fast, right? Going back to what I'm talking about with everybody's talking about this whole utopian world because they've sold 2-to-1 over Xbox in console sales. But when you see this right here, where they have not met their first quarter sales was weaker, their price is falling more than their share is falling like a rock. And then you hear on top of that they don't have that their whole plan for their first party titles is been delayed. That's why their that showcase was, I thought it was decent. I'm not, because I like those type of things, but there was even PlayStation fans that saying that it was tragic. But you're still saying that everything is fine over there at PlayStation because of the console sales? Listen, the casual market is holding the PlayStation steady, but y'all ain't buying them games. When they sit there and try to throw out what they said about Final Fantasy 16 and about hey, we were pleased about this, that was just a bait and switch to see if people was going to say, oh, they're pleased about it, so therefore this game is really good, let me go buy it. People still didn't buy it. And again, here is another title that is not owned by PlayStation. Tell me, other than maybe the VR games that's come out, which VR, those are not selling. They don't even talk about VR. There's only Christopher Hart is the only person I see talk about VR. Bless his heart. At least he's fighting. He's holding the line for the PlayStation VR 2. He's holding the line. Bless his little heart. Bless his heart. You know what I'm saying? Do I care? Yeah, I care. I don't want PlayStation to go away. You ain't never heard me say I want PlayStation to die or fade out or go away. I ain't like these crazy ass stands that just can't wait to say something just so negative about Xbox to the point that they say they just need the full tent. I've never been that content creator. I want PlayStation to be around. I would like them to do better for me to feel like when I spend my money on their product, that I feel like I'm getting the same type of value like I'm getting from Xbox. But other than that, no, I don't want PlayStation to go away. I do care. I care about all gaming. Regardless of whatever these stands get out here and start getting in their little powwows, and then they want to sit there and talk that weird shit. Whatever. Like, whatever. So again, what's the PlayStation? What is the last PlayStation AAA exclusive that is Sony's that they can brag about this year? Spider-Man? Are you mean to tell me to go all the way? I mean, think about what they said to us Xbox gamers last year about how bad that was for Xbox, which there was no question. For anybody that I'm like, look, Game Pass saved Xbox last year. There was no question about it. Grounded, as fun and as adorable as that game is, that ain't it, Jack. That ain't it. Game Pass is what was holding it up. So what about this year for PlayStation? So you mean to tell me that you're going to brag and talk real slick about this 2-to-1, but having a bad year overall? Think about it. The games are selling less than they've ever sold. Your peripheral is not flying off the shelves. The only thing that's flying off the shelves is the PlayStation console itself, not the games, not the extra accessories, nothing else. And when you are bragging about Baldur's Gate 3, a game that's not even owned by Sony, that is a PC game that you guys have never heard about, that you sit there and don't even, like most of y'all talk about, y'all don't even like turn-based games. But yeah, y'all claiming that because it's because y'all praying that it's going to overshadow Starfield? That's what y'all doing? I mean, damn, at least hold strong for Final Fantasy 16. At least hold the line for that. Now, y'all already off that train. For Forspoken, I'm over here putting more time into Forspoken than 90% of these stands that get out here, these content creators that sit here and talk about everything. My God, PlayStation, the greatest console of all damn time. I'm over here showing gameplay, playing the hell out of it. I got people on Xbox hitting me up saying, man, how are you playing Forspoken on Xbox. I'm not playing it. I'm playing it through my PC through Windows. It's all good. It's all good. But regardless, I said I was going to support the game. I support it. If there's a game I said I would support, I'm going to support it. Yeah. I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right, Monkey Punch. Just play the game. Just play your games, everyone on any platform. Just play your games. Just enjoy your games. But why shit on Starfield? For what? For what? I'm thinking this game is can get a meta of anything, and I don't care about meta. I don't care. Like, they just said Atlas Fallen is a 64. So what? Game is fun as hell to play. I would say, like I said, I would recommend to catch it on a sale and not buy it for a 70 piece, but it's worth playing. I think it's definitely worth playing. But again, I'm thinking that Starfield's meta is going to be anywhere from an 85 to a 95. I don't see it being a 97 or a 90. I mean, I think honestly, if I had to pick one number, I think it would be an 88. I think it would get an 88 meta. I think that for a new title, solid, a brand new title, experience, all that, an 88, I think that is a fantastic score for a game. I'm not one of these weirdos that get out here and says the 70s are the new bad 50s. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. But I've said this, if Starfield gets a 90 plus, all hell's gonna break loose. And I might still like post some stuff, because I like to post like different stuff that I see or whatever, but I might not post anything about gaming that day and just let the meltdown commence. Because hey man, I'll love it. And I'll just let the Xbox community start to cook. I'll just let them cook. Because then at that point, what else are you going to say? Because that game is definitely going to be a nominee for Game of the Year. And I don't think that Starfield that would win Game of the Year. I would feel that it just for an Xbox, how far Xbox has come from the Xbox One generation to where they have not had a game not one title to get to be nominated for Game of the Year from the VGAs, I should say, not overall from everything else, because there's been games from Xbox that has won Game of the Year, Halo Infinite, Psychonauts 2. There's been games that's done it, but I'm saying for the VGA's purposes, that would be nominated after such a horrendous generation from publicity wise, because I love the Xbox One console. Do I love it more than the OG or 360? Hell no. But I do enjoy the Xbox One. Was not a bad console at all. Just a lot of shortcomings content wise. But when you look at it from that standpoint, when you see from Xbox being from that situation last gen to a potential game, because it's all about the meta and all that other stuff for them to even be put into that category. That says a lot. That says a lot. Now I understand that Psychonauts 2 was also nominated for Game of the Year. That wasn't the only game, but that would make two games within the same generation already in our third year into this console cycle. That's fantastic. But yet the stands will tell you that Xbox is in a bad place. That's crazy. I mean, that's nuts. That is nuts. And let me read some of these comments in here, man. Oh yeah, man. Thank you guys for coming on through. Because I know this is short notice. Rebuy and hot PS5 over other consoles. He must be talking to somebody else. Yeah, no, I still think that it's still Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's still Zelda's to lose. But there's a lot of hot games this out this year. This is going to be probably a topic that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. You'll hear it if you come and listen to GRG tomorrow night. But I think that we're at a point right now to looking at this year could be just as potentially great as 2004. All you got to do, and I was having a discussion and somebody says, man, just go and look at all the games that came out in 2004. And I'm like, all right. And so I go and I look and I'm like, yo. So go check out that. Do yourself a service and go check out all the games that came out in 2004 and compare them to what games has come out this year. And I would actually say, man, if all these games that are supposed to be surefire hit might be on something that's saying that this is on the same wavelength as 2004. Now, that's debatable, of course. It's optional if you feel that 2004 is better than 2023 or vice versa. But, I mean, this is really a damn good, strong year gaming-wise all across the board. Yeah, and so, like, for instance, like, but they see, and you know, Curie, Ragnarok, and I'm pretty sure you're talking to somebody else in the chat, but Ragnarok was the last big-selling PlayStation exclusive. That was last year. We said this a million times that $70 price tag, you could talk about that. That's the quality premium. People ain't buying that shit, especially when you look at this now. Look, a lot of people talk about Final Fantasy 16, how beautiful it is. It's this, that, the third, whatever, right? And so that game could probably warrant to be the $70. But has anything else from PlayStation or from a lot of games that's come out this year is warranted for the $70? I would say no. As much as this is a really good year for a lot of good games, there's still that $70 price, and people aren't trying to fill it. And then, of course, you raise the consoles up $50 extra. Yeah, that's a testament for PlayStation to, for people buying a PlayStation the way that they are, like being at 40 million right now. But what makes, and what and I've said this years ago. Well, before anybody else was. Well, I'm not saying I'm the only one that said this, but I said this years ago, talking amongst the people that would disagree with me on it. Now they're understanding it, that it's the software that keeps things pushing. That's where the real money comes from. The consoles don't make their money like that until after so many's been sold. It's the software. And when the software isn't selling at the rate that they were selling the last generation, that's telling you something. And when you got people that will constantly keep telling you that Xbox is not, it needs to fold the tent, they're not showing or proving anything. What? There's a game coming out here in 2 weeks. That's been had buzz for years. Xbox is also going to have, which tripped me out. That's another topic to talk about as well. Is seeing that they were already showing. It seemed like they got the marketing rights back to Call of Duty, because I haven't seen PlayStation drop anything from it. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't seen anything from PlayStation in regards to the trailer. But if this is going to be announced by Xbox, and I'm looking at it from my Xbox where they were showing like this is an event that's going to be happening on the 17th, and if you want to watch it or whatever, this is on Xbox. So is the marketing already going? Maybe that when they had that negotiation between Sony and Microsoft, and they had to restructure it because it was 80-20. Maybe that's when it's right there. It's like, okay, we get the marketing rights back, and we'll go ahead and we'll grant you grace. We'll let it be 70-30, but you lose your marketing rights. It belongs to us again. It belongs to us now. That could be a possibility. I don't know. We'll see. And Rain, I was just about to get to that. The other thing that the stands hate the most, they hate it, right? And they keep saying PlayStation, keep going further and further and further down the same path as the third place competitor. Think about that. When you're looking over your shoulder, why are you headed that way, right? Because third place is back behind you, right? Why are you over here looking back that way? When you're supposed to be 2-1 ahead, why are you looking back? Why are you looking back and then you just look and say, "Ooh, look what they doing over there"? How about we do it over here so we can still maintain and stay in first place? That's not organic growth. That's just copying what you see what third place is doing and hoping to God that it resonates with that fan base. Even though nobody cares about backwards compatibility. Single player games is the forefront. You know, cloud gaming is not the future. Consoles is what's all important. We believe in generations, all that hoopla, right? And slowly but surely, while they keep looking back at what third place is doing, they're seeing the light. Like, damn, third place is going to catch up to us pretty soon, man. And really, you know what I'm saying? In their home country, Nintendo is way ahead of everybody. Way ahead of Sony, right? But here we're talking about, I guess, the West, right? This thing to me is really bizarre that when you have a console that is as popular as the PlayStation, that you have a group of people that rather spend their whole time talking negative about a third place console, right? Third place. That's their big little punchline. Like, third place. Look at y'all are trash, so far behind, but y'all talk. But you know where you get you go where you get all your shine and your glit and all that love from, all them views. It's talking about Xbox. Instead, you should be talking about that. What the hell is going on out there? What the hell is going on? Where's y'all's games? Oh, so are we going to get back to what it was last generation? Sparse is good? I mean, Xbox can't be sparse. Last year, they were sparse. But that ain't good for Xbox. But PlayStation, can we get back to being sparse? Is it all right? I mean, is the media gonna give them grace? Is the media gonna do them headliners like they did back in 2014? Was it 2014, 2015? But they said, it's the PlayStation is sparse, but that's good, right? That's good. And in all actuality, it did help our PlayStation very, very well because when they came out with their games, they lit them up, right? But Xbox can't be sparse, right? And let's not forget about what I said in a preview on GRG and also on previous My Thought videos, where I said, if the only bad news for Xbox is Redfall, this is a God tier year. Because there's a lot of showing and proving that needs to go on. At that time, the CMA, the FTC, the ABK deal was all in flux. Nobody didn't know what was going on. I still was holding the line saying look, I'm still going 90% that this is going to go through. But at that time, a lot of people was kind of about to step off man, well, let's look at Sega, let's look at something else, whatever. Redfall was the hot news. And even though there are Xbox gamers out there or content creators that wants to say that everything on Xbox is great, and it's not. Everybody addressed the Redfall situation. Even if you liked Redfall or not, I liked Redfall. I thought Redfall was a good game. But it's broken. You can't charge $70 for a broken ass game like that, and then it's still taking this long for it to get together, right? This is kind of like the Crackdown 3 situation. I love Crackdown 3. But again, missed opportunity. So this game could be finito, curtains gone. If they don't get this patched up by the end of the year, don't know. But at least Xbox gamers addressed it. Some people saying it was a civil war because there was people talking about the 30 frames per second versus the 60 frames and all that crazy junk, all that crazy mess, right? PlayStation fans ain't trying to address what's going on. It's that thought process of you stick your head in the sand until there's some really good news or there's sales numbers or something like that, and then we can talk this, and then we'll still keep bashing Xbox while Xbox is still having a better year than what PlayStation is. How could you debate it? How can you debate it? if Starfield comes out as a dud, then there could be something to be said. That game is not going to come out as to be a dud. It's just not. Right? The PlayStation roadmap for after Spider-Man looks mighty sparse. Mighty sparse. More delays. And on top of that, they're going to take something from you that they're going to take something that they told you that they wouldn't do, and they're going to force feed it down your throat, and that is live games as a service. They're going to force feed it down you. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to eat it up. Just like you ate everything else up. And so instead of talking about Xbox and what Xbox's woes and problems are, we need to be thinking about what's going on in Sony, what's happening with PlayStation. Because look at this year. Look at this year. When you're bragging about Baldur's Gate 3, it's not a PlayStation game. It's a timed game. And hell, and the way that it's timed is some goofy, like, it's not like a PlayStation. Maybe PlayStation maybe gave them the bag to make it a timed exclusive so they could have something to run against Starfield. But it's goofy. It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, but Terrence, what do you say? He says, what hasn't PlayStation fans addressed? Are they going a whole year? Let's see. PlayStation fans address. Are they going a whole year with no content? Xbox didn't go a whole year last year without content. There was content. But the thing of it was that it was, you know how you stands do it. And I don't know if you were Stan, so I'm not going to call you out on that. But you know how the stands do it. You know how they do it. You know how they like to break things down to the last compound, right? Like AAA has to be has to be made from Microsoft within the time frame when Phil Spencer first became this, and not when they were acquired. You know how they try to break shit down. So it's insulting, but you know what I'm saying, it's more funny than anything. It's pretty damn funny. But what is PlayStation dropped that is an exclusive from the PlayStation Studios library? What have they dropped? What have they dropped this year? Forspoken is not theirs. Final Fantasy 16 is not theirs. Baldur's Gate is not theirs. Quantum Error is not theirs either. Spider-Man is the only game. And like I said, I did, if you want to count the VR, the PlayStation 2 VR, that's fine. Listen, when you got Ryan McCaffrey over here throwing shade and showing dust on his VR2, I don't see anybody talking about the VR2 except for one person, like I said earlier, and that is Kevin Hart. Whatever his name, Hart. That's it. He's the only one. Nobody's saying that the peripheral is not a wonderful piece of hardware. I'm not the biggest fan of VR. That doesn't make anything. I've seen some games that look stunning, but nobody's buying that shit. It's true. Listen, nobody wants to commit. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. Ain't nobody trying to commit to pay $500 for a damn peripheral. Nobody. No one. That's why that shit ain't selling. That's why. When it drops to $200-$300, that's when people start picking it up. I guarantee it. Sony coming out here trying to do the same thing with the consoles, with these games, with their peripherals, as though like they're doing with their TVs by saying everything is premium. Listen, their TVs are off the chain. Those Bravias are off the chain. I have a PlayStation. I got a Sony Bravia in the bedroom. That was my first 4K HDR television. That TV is off the chain. My wife demands when I get a new television for the front room, it has to be a Sony. Expensive as hell as they are, I will comply. I'm a Samsung guy, so I'm getting me another Samsung eventually. But you know, I would have had a Samsung, but I got the PC and I got the monitor and all that, right? But I'm going to give me another Samsung because I'm a Samsung guy. But she demands a Sony TV, and they are great televisions. But listen, regardless of what you would talk about the console, the PlayStation console, whatever the case may be, I'm not going to talk bad about it because I'm just not. But everything else within that, with their games lineup, the pricing, that premium shit ain't working with gamers, and especially with the casual market. That's what proves that the PlayStation is a casual console, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. It is a casual console. It's popular. It's fine. It's the quarter pounder with cheese thing. You know what I'm saying? Like people like, McDonald's is popular, right? Doesn't mean that it's good for you, but it's popular. Okay, it is what it is, right? But Nintendo, that's a different type of fan base. And even for the Xbox fan, look, Nintendo fan base will pay $70 for a game that's 720-30. And they finesse them, they finesse everybody so hard that the damn game is going to be up for Game of the Year. And there's people that has been fighting tooth and nail. I've been called everything under the child of God except for my government name. Because I'm saying, look, 30, 60 doesn't really matter. That is swore that people that will play a game in 2023 that is 60, that is not 60 frames per second, you are a travesty to the gaming right. But this game has finessed all of them, every last one of them, to the point that game is most likely going to win Game of the Year. Think about that shit for a second. And it sold 18 million copies. Nothing that PlayStation has or Xbox has will touch those numbers. Nothing. That's a finesse. That's a finesse, Jack. So, leave Nintendo out your mouth, PlayStation fans, when you talk about exclusives. When you say don't talk about Nintendo and exclusives compared to PlayStation and their exclusive. Throw it away. Shut your ass up and get out the room now. Don't. 18 million in what? 3 months? 2.5 months? Bruh. God of War would never. Gran Turismo would never. Horizon Forbidden West Online, Factions, The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous Killzone. Nothing will touch that. And I'm not saying, you know what? Look, like I said, I'm shutting my mouth. I'm not dare trying to say about Xbox touching Nintendo exclusives. I'm just saying to you, stands out there that likes to talk about exclusive content, like exclusive, like selling content is like. I better get ready to get out of here because I want to get to preaching. I'm gonna have to save some of this for tomorrow night and for later on Xbox 448's channel, on next podcast. But if you can remember, let's just go back in time. Oh, man. I hate to do this to y'all. I hate to do it. God damn it, I hate to do it, but I got to. I got to cook y'all's ass because you know who you are. And you know who you are. And you know you're listening. But I remember when a great game like Quantum Break dropped. Sold 2 to 3 million copies. When Rise dropped, 2 to 3 million copies. Remember what those stands was talking about? 2, 3 million. Oh my. Crazy. Dog the ever-loving mess out of a beloved title, which I would love to see Remedy bring back. Quantum Break. Please, Remedy, bring that greatness back. And Rise. Bring it back, Xbox. Do it. Work with Crytek. Let's get those 2 games back. You got me my Killer Instinct. And now I'm asking for just 2 more games. And then we square. I can't ask for nothing else after that. But give me those two. Well, I mean, I can always ask for more. I mean, I like Lost Odyssey. I like a little bunch of other shit. But that's me feeling. And they were talking all bad about that because of those 2 to 3 million sales. I don't know what the overall sales numbers are because I don't really care, but I do like throwing this shade and cooking these assholes because they are now bragging about, well, look at this. So Final Fantasy 16 sold 3 million. This means that it's selling fantastic. Yes, 3 million. My, how things have changed over there in the damn Stan Nation, PlayStation Stan Nation. How things has changed over there in them damn stables. Things has changed to the point to where y'all are using Baldur's Gate. A game is not exclusive. Ain't up your damn mind, guys. What, ladies and guys over there, make up your damn mind. Which is it? Is it organic growth or is it just that you're looking for clout? Which is it? Or you just want to cap because it just gives you ad revenue? What is it? Because it damn so don't make no sense. It don't make any. None. Starfield to be a 90 plus meta so I can sit there and relish like Dr. Claw on y'all's ass. Relish every bit of it to see y'all just squirm. Because you know, if that game hits, oh my God, what do you think all the rest of the games is going to be like as going forth? Because Phil is not going to let that happen again. Redfall is not happening again. I'm not saying that there's not going to be a game that's not as that they're not going to have like every game is going to be fantastic. That's not what I'm saying. Broken, not ready to be out. That's not going to happen again. That's not going to happen again. That shit's over. When that ABK deal goes through, and then you find out the CODs is going to get here and hit Game Pass, what do you think those numbers are going to look like? What? Said close to 30 million now? I think it's over 30 million personally. I mean, how many more million you think that's going to get Game Pass when them CODs get up there? But nobody plays those games. Look at this. Oh, I seen somebody post this. It was so funny. It was so hilarious. It was like, oh, look at this. They're down so bad over there that they're playing all them old CODs. Look out there. Look how bad it must be over there at Xbox. Meanwhile, you guys are over here talking about a PC game that has no affiliation to anything except that it's going to be that it's on PlayStation first. Nothing. And you're relishing in it as though it is a PlayStation exclusive. So, again, I think that when you look at it and you say that Xbox is struggling, I think you need to be looking at this. I mean, there's more stuff to be shown. There ain't no reason for me to show. Y'all have seen it. And if you haven't and you don't want to see it, then you want to put your head in the sand, that's your business. But obviously, if 2024 comes up to be a pretty sparse year, and the only kind of games that's going to come out is live service games, maybe one kind of big title, and y'all going to go a whole year again, a whole year and a half bragging about a game that won't come out until that next following year. Yeah, y'all down bad. Y'all down real bad. But it's okay. Y'all sold out Xbox 3-1. But then, yeah, when the quarter earnings come, Xbox is still around the same. Still, they don't make as much, but they still make around the same. They're close. They're making profit. How is it that third place is still making money? That ain't never happened before in gaming history. How is Xbox making money being in third place? Y'all say they're getting dog walked because of the console. It's like we try to tell you guys out there so many times. The console space, it is not the same as what it used to be. It is changing. This game is changed. This shit is changing, just like if you pay attention to sports, like college football. If you're a Pac-12 fan, sorry for you. Y'all out of there. The game has changed, man. Live service, if live service was not, well, I'm saying live service, if subscription services weren't a thing, PlayStation wouldn't jump on board. EA wouldn't keep continuing to do it. Ubisoft wouldn't do it. Game Pass your Game Pass would have already folded, especially the way that Game Pass launched. Game Pass was decent. It wasn't great. And when they all this stuff that they acquired, and they're going to acquire more, and on top of that have third-party deals with those games being added to Game Pass, do you think that's going to slow down? Do you think that the pathway is going to slow down? There's so much stuff right now that's on Game Pass. Even when there's a bad, like, I believe August is not the best month. I think it was last month or this month. I think it was this month, where Game Pass offerings is not the best, right? There's still stuff to play because there's still stuff from the months previous that people haven't got a chance to get a hold of because there's been other games that they've been wanting to play on top of the stuff that's on Game Pass. And you think that that's going to slow down once these games from Xbox start really pumping out in a continuous basis, as though it's Phil and that Xbox team is trying to get them games to come out, like to have a title every quarter? On top, stop it. The game is yeah, and Switch too. Like live, I mean, I keep saying live service. Subscriptions is the future. Cloud gaming is something that's going to be coming a little bit later. Not everybody is ready for that. That's more, I think, of a kid. Mobile is way more sustainable than cloud right now. And that's fine. But the reality is this. Instead of worrying about Starfield, worry about what's on PlayStation. If you're not an Xbox gamer, if you don't care about Starfield, if you don't care about all these other things that's going on within gaming outside of the PlayStation, why the hell does it matter to you about if Starfield is going to be a good game or not if you're not going to participate in it? But we know you are. You're just as intrigued as everybody else about that game. You may clown it. You may spend your little money for the month just to find some kind of thing. But that's still money in Xbox pocket to go ahead and add on to the next title that we'll get to play on Game Pass. We appreciate you. So go ahead and cancel. You'll be back. Xbox knows it. Xbox content creators know it too, because y'all keep coming back. Y'all may be gone for a few months, but you'll come back. You'll spend a little bit of money to go ahead and play some of that greatness over there. You know that. Y'all used to Redbox. How the hell y'all gonna try to act like y'all don't sit there and want that value? Anyway, let me go ahead and get out of here, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Like I said, L Boogie from GWG is going to be on GRG tomorrow night. Hope you guys will come and check us out. 8 o'clock Central. Usually we always kind of go a little bit later, about 8:10, 8:15. But 8 o'clock. We'll still keep it 8 o'clock. And then also next podcast tonight here in about 2 hours. Come and check us out on Xbox 448 channel. You know what I'm saying? The messiness will continue. I think I'm going to be messy all weekend until we get to fight night. And then we'll see what's going on there. And apologies for fight night. I started. My mom wanted to talk while I was doing the stream. It was pretty wild. And she was not going to get off the phone. So I had to end the stream. So, you know what I'm saying? Mama's first. But all right, guys, take it easy. Really do appreciate you guys coming through. You know, saying, hey, if you don't like what I got to say, let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, this is what this is about. I love having the conversation, going back and forth. And, you know, granted of not being totally disrespectful, I'll just ignore you. But, you know what I'm saying? But having a conversation of telling me where you feel that I'm wrong at, please let me know. I definitely want to know. I want to hear your thoughts. But everybody have a good one. Thank you, guys. We'll see you until the next video. Peace.